The buttons even feel good. Gotta get a battery in it though. It doesn't do much without a battery. What is up, people? It's a beautiful Thursday afternoon and I have something extremely exciting to show you guys, and it is this box. Who can guess what's in the box? You probably know from the title of this video. Let's get into it. First we need scissors. That wasn't so bad. Let's do this one more time. There's so many boxes inside this box. Let's try one more time. This, my friends, is what I like to call progress. But what it's actually called is the SONY A6500. Yes, you heard that right. It was time for me to upgrade from the old A6000. When I first started about a year and a little bit ago, I went with what made sense budget-wise because I wasn't sure if it was something that I was gonna get into. I got something that was like fairly decent but not too expensive to start out with. Over the past year, I've been using it a lot. I've been making some money with it, doing some paid projects, that kind of thing. And so it was time to start looking at the next step up. Now this guy, the SONY A6500, this was the one that I wanted. This was the top of the line in this same range. And I found a killer deal on Best Buy. So this is actually a previously used open box model. So what that means is that somebody opened it, used it for less than 15 days because that's a return policy, and then returned it. So they take a look at it, make sure everything is still in working order, and then they sell it again. And I found it for a couple of $100 off of the new price. It's got the same warranty and everything, and now I'm good to go. So what I want to talk about today are the reasons that I'm so excited to be upgrading from the SONY A6000 to the SONY A6500. First, I just gotta like touch this a little bit, like, ooh, the buttons even feel good. Ooh-wee. Reason number one, being a video shooter and doing primarily video stuff, is the 4K ability in this. So the Sony A6000 that I'm shooting on right now only shoots in 1080p. It's really nice 1080p, don't get me wrong. Most of the time, I'm probably going to still be uploading in 1080p, but the 4K that I'm gonna get out of this guy gives me the ability to do more with that footage. First of all, it's gonna be higher quality footage. Second of all, it's going to allow me to essentially zoom in on the 4K to get 1080p video without losing any quality. So I'll be able to crop in so that, let's say I'm doing this shot right here, I'll be able to crop in just to my face so I can get a tighter shot without losing any quality whatsoever. And then what you guys will see on YouTube is going to be the 1080 quality stuff. And there are lots of other reasons why 4K is going to be important to me with this camera, but that's kind of the main point of it. The second reason, again being a video shooter, is the in-body stabilization in this. So it's got 5-axis in-body stabilization on the sensor itself. So that means no matter what lens you're using, you get stabilization. And what that means, for those of you who don't know, is that the little micro jitters that your hands get when you're trying to shoot a photo, or if you're shooting video and you've got the little jitters, if you have a lens that's optically stabilized, they call it, or optical steady shot, then it'll take those little jitters and it'll smooth them out. But lots of lenses don't have optical steady shot in them, so you end up with these little micro jitters in your video and in your photos. They get blurry from your hands moving. So this has the stabilization built right into the body, so you get that no matter what lens you have on it, and that's gonna be huge for me being a video shooter. Everything has to look super steady, and when you use it with an optical steady shot lens, my understanding, and I've done some searching for this and there's varying opinions, but my understanding is that it should be even a little bit better. The optical steady shot in the lenses is only 2 axes, so it only does up and down and left and right, whereas, like I said, the in-body stabilization is 5-axis. So it should be even better. All my shots should get even smoother, and for like handheld stuff where I'm vlogging and the camera's pointing towards me, it's gonna be primo. Reason number 3 that I'm excited to have the Sony A6500 in my kit now is for the 120 frames per second slow motion shooting. It's going to be so nice to be able to shoot in 120 frames per second. The Sony A6000 does 60 frames per second. Again, it's really nice, but it just doesn't quite slow things down enough to be really epic. And so I'm really excited to get some awesome slow motion shots on this guy. I've seen some of the footage on YouTube that guys are already taking, and it's super nice. It's 1080p, 120 frames per second, which means that when I'm shooting from 120 and I'm slowing it down to 24, I'm going down, I think it's 500% slower. 120, I don't know, forget the math. It's way slower. It's gonna be super nice. Again, smoothing out all those shots with the in-body stabilization. Put those two together and we're gonna have some sweet cinematic smooth stuff. Reason number 4, I'm excited about the Sony A6500 is for the picture profiles. Things like log profiles and Cine 4 profile and those kinds of things that people use to get more dynamic range out of their shots. And for those of you who don't know, what it does is it actually makes your shot look less contrasty, less saturated, less sharp, so that you can then bring that stuff back in post. It allows you to play with the colors more, play with the lighting more. Like this window behind me, how it's like fully white and fully blown out. With the picture profile, there's more of a chance that I'll be able to actually get some of that detail back. Whereas with the 6000, as I have it now, that's gone. I can't get that back. Throw on a picture profile, what it does is it brings all your highs down and your lows up, so what you're recording is somewhere more in the middle, and then you get to decide later if you want to stretch that back out, get a little bit more contrast between the lows and the highs. The next reason I'm really excited about this camera, I think we're on number 5? Yeah, I think it's number 5. I don't know, there are so many reasons I'm excited. But the next one is something called silent shooting. So on the old camera, it would make a big chunk every time you would take a shot. That's the shutter closing, pretty normal on cameras. Now they've got something called silent shooting where it literally makes no noise. So let me give you an example here. Here's silent shooting off. Chick, 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 chick. Let me turn silent shooting on. Check this out. It's taking pictures. Prove it. So every time you saw the screen flash, it was taking a picture completely silently. Now this might not seem like a big deal in some situations. Let's say you're at a loud rock concert or something like that. Probably doesn't matter. But next month I'm going to be shooting video and photos for all of the Resonate recitals again this year. Sometimes there are these like nice quiet piano pieces and that kind of thing, and you don't want to be the guy with the camera right in the kid's face while they're trying to play their Mary Had a Little Lamb and it's going chick 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 chick. So this is something I'm super excited about. It would also be really handy for someone that shoots, say, weddings, so you're not, again, making that sound every time you're trying to take a photo. Really excited for that. Something that I feel like the week that I got the Sony A6000, I wish that it was a little quieter. And it doesn't have like a particularly loud shutter, but it would be cool if it was able to be completely silent like this one is. Reason number 6 that I'm really excited about this camera is for the face tracking. Now, face tracking is something that the Sony A6000 camera, the one that I'm shooting on right now, actually has, but there's this weird glitch with it. There's something built into the Sony A6000 called skin smoothing. Sounds like a great idea, right? Who doesn't want to have smoother skin? But the problem with the skin smoothing is that it makes the skin look kind of waxy, almost like you're literally like a wax version of yourself. Like you should be in some kind of museum in Vegas or Niagara Falls. And inside the Sony A6000, you can turn off skin smoothing. No problem, right? But when you're in video mode and you have face tracking on, it automatically turns on skin smoothing. So you get these weird waxy faces. So basically for the last year while I've been using my Sony A6000s, I haven't been using face tracking. And especially when I'm filming myself and I don't have a monitor because these cameras don't have fully articulating screens, I'm just really hoping that it's focusing on me. And so with the face tracking, I'm going to be a lot more confident that when I'm holding my GorillaPod, when I'm holding this guy out in front of me with the camera, up on top of it, it's gonna be doing a good job because I know that it's looking for my face and it's trying to lock onto it. Reason number 7 that I'm really excited about this camera is because it has more customizability. So something, for example, this guy right here, the autofocus manual focus button, So you can click that, quickly switch over to manual focus, and you can snap your focus and you're good to go. Right now on my Sony A6000, I have one of the customizable buttons set to switch between autofocus and manual focus, but now that's going to free up one of the customizable buttons on this camera to be able to do something else. Also, now instead of just one customizable button on the top, there are two. Reason number 8 that I'm excited, I know there are a lot of reasons, just bear with me here, they're all really exciting, is that it's got an audio input. Bam! Audio input. So one of the things that I did last week as well to improve my filmmaking kit is I also upgraded my audio system. So I'm hanging out in the studio and Thomas stops by.
Hello.
So he swung by and I picked up this Zoom H4 off of him. He's a local photographer, videographer. I just want to give a big shout out to Thomas because he gave me an awesome deal and seems like an awesome guy. But besides that, the 6500, now that it has an audio input, it's gonna be awesome because I can actually plug external microphones straight into the camera and I don't have to worry about syncing up in post. It's gonna be nice when I need to just plug straight in and go. Reason number 9, pretty sure we're on 9 anyway, is that it has a touch screen. Now in today's day and age, that seems like a no-brainer. Pretty much every screen that we deal with nowadays is a touch screen, so you'd think, oh yeah, this should be just something that happens on cameras, but it doesn't seem to be as much as you'd like it to be, especially on Sony cameras for some reason. There are some downsides to the touch screen on this one. It doesn't allow you to go through menus and stuff. Basically, it's just to try and help you get focus. So I'll be able to tap on something on the screen and it'll focus on that thing, which again, for something like the recitals that I'm about to shoot, is gonna be great because I'll be able to get my framing, tap on the student's face, it'll get focus on there, I can snap a couple of shots and be good to go. Or when I'm shooting video, tap it, it gets focus, we're good to go again. And the 10th and final reason why I'm so excited about the A6500 upgrading from the Sony A6000 is not really anything to do specifically with the camera, and it's more just about what this means to me. I've been shooting video and photo for just over a year now. Like I said, I picked up the Sony A6000 on kind of a whim. I was like, I might get into this. This might be something that I enjoy. And very quickly found that I was passionate about it. I loved being creative with video. I loved being creative with photography. It was something that was just kind of a new joy in my life. I had always been a musician. Music had been everything in my life, and I needed a new creative outlet. Music had become literally my entire life, and I needed something else that was then going to be my creative outlet. That's where video and photo came in. And over the past year, my passion for it has only grown, and I've done so many cool things. It's opened up so many cool opportunities, and there are so many more coming up in the future that it's really cool to be able to upgrade and be able to justify an upgrade to, you know, these things aren't cheap. So it's awesome to be able to justify an upgrade to something that's a little bit more professional, affords me a few more features that are going to really step up my game, and I'm so excited about that. So those are my 10 reasons why I'm excited to upgrade from the A6000 to the A6500. You can expect all my videos to be shot on the A6500. I am keeping one of my A6000s as kind of a backup camera. If you have any questions or you want me to shoot any test video showing what this thing is capable of, please let me know in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. If you have an A6500, make sure to let me know in the comments, what do you think about it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Should I send this back immediately before the return policy is up? Let me know. Subscribe to this channel and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss anything. Hit that thumbs up button and give this video a like. It really helps and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.